Andrea Kelly.
Yeah, and what an emotional conversation it's been.
Yeah.
Talk to us about him and his upbringing, because he's written about the fact that he was abused as a child. He's illiterate as well.
Yes.
So what about his growing up, you think, made him who he is today?
But again, like I said, it's a learned behavior. He saw his mom go through domestic violence, and he grew up in a household where you didn't talk about it. You kept it quiet. It stayed in the family. He was abused. He put it in his book, Solar Coaster, about being molested as a young child by several family members. So again, this is the root of his tree. This is what he grew up in. So it was normal for him. So then you fast forward, you take a kid like me who saw it in a household, a kid like him that grew up and was actually abused. That is a recipe for destruction.
Yeah. And the illiteracy, how do you think that played into it?
Well, feeling inadequate, most definitely, you know, and simple things that we take for granted growing up. Who doesn't teach a kid how to read a street sign and know how to get home if you're lost? He was a kid who couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
So in the same breath, I will say that I understand that's what you went through, but that does not give you a pass or an excuse. Because you were abused does not mean you get to be an abuser.
Right. Unfortunately, it's often like that. Now, the sex tapes, that was, you know, everyone remembers that, and it was with someone resembling R. Kelly. In 2008, he was tried, but he was acquitted of child pornography charges, and you were married to him at that time. What was your reaction when all of that was going on, and did you even see the tapes?
Well, no, and here's my answer about the tapes. People are like, well, you never saw it, and they question me about not seeing it. I question anyone who actively went out to see it. That's what we should be questioning. That's number one. Never saw it, will never look at it, don't have a desire to look at it. And people have a misconception. I was actually separated from him, living in my own house, left long before the trial even started. My divorce was final in 2009, so I was long gone, but still being a mother, that, you know, my kids, when I went to put them in school, the first thing they asked me, will he ever come here to pick them up, because we don't want him on the premises? Will he ever come to any games, because we don't want to make any of the other parents uncomfortable? So you have to understand the pressure as a mom, even leaving the situation, it followed me and my children.
How did the kids deal with that? Because adults sometimes forget and speak around children things that they don't realize are hurting the kids.
Very difficult. I remember an instance where I was getting my hair done and my daughter was there with me, and a lady was going on and on. I hope they put him under the jail and what he did to that little girl. And I just remember Joanne going, Mommy, why doesn't she like my daddy? And I just remember sitting there thinking to myself, my innocent baby has no idea of what's going on, and they're speaking so freely in front of her. You don't know what she knows and what she doesn't know. You know, as adults, we have to take responsibility for our babies. They're all our babies. So at the end of the day, respect mine like I would respect yours.
Well, speaking of those parents, BuzzFeed has reported that parents of the girls that are now living with R. Kelly, they say that they think their daughters are being kept from their families and that he's controlling them. You had a similar experience growing up. What do you make of all that? Because I know you guys don't speak anymore.
No, we do not. Mary Mitchell actually did an article at Chicago Sun-Times. My parents actually had to go to her because he would change my cell phone number without me knowing, which is parallel to what some of these women are saying now, that my parents can't get in contact with me because he's paying your cell phone bill. It's in his name. So you're just thinking, oh, nobody's calling me, what's going on? And then people have to understand it's a mind game. It's psychological. If he's telling you your family doesn't want to deal with you, like my family really thought that now you've married this rich king of R&B, you don't have time for the little people in your life. So it makes sense from my side of the fence, and from your family side of the fence, it's like, well, maybe she's too big for us now. Maybe she doesn't want to. So he strategically finds a way to wedge the family and you with him being the middle person, because he's the only point of contact. So no, you don't have a way. So my parents really did. They had to go to the newspaper and say, we can't get in contact with our daughter.
Wow. All right, well, we reached out to R. Kelly's management team, and they had no comment. But in a statement to BuzzFeed last year, a spokesperson for R. Kelly said that we can only wonder why folks would persist in defaming a great artist who loves his fans, works 24/7, and takes care of all the people in his life.
Well, you can't love your fans and not love your wife and your children.
Yeah. Right. Listen, thank you for coming.
Thank you
for coming and talking with us. We'll be right back.